Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Apothecary and welcome back to my channel.
Today I'm going to be talking about Song of the Samurai by C.A. Parker. I've been sick last week or the week before that. I had COVID and I'm still dealing with that cough, so bear with me while I get through this review because I really want to talk about this book with y'all. But I might have to break here and there for coughing. Don't worry, I'll cut out the coughing, but if it seems like it's jumping a lot, that is why. So Song of the Samurai is a historical fiction book that I was sent by the author in exchange for an honest review. Our spoiler-free summary of this book: this takes place in Japan in 1745, and Japan is a land under the iron grip of the Tokugawa shoguns. I'm probably going to mispronounce a lot of these words and I apologize. Roads are monitored, dissent stifled, and order maintained through blackmail and an extensive network of informers. Kurosawa Kinko, a samurai and a monk, is expelled in disgrace as the head music instructor of his Zen temple in Nagasaki. Song of the Samurai is essentially Kinko's journey across Japan while he learns of different temples, traditions, rules, and songs. This is inspired by the real life of Kurosawa Kinko, and jumping straight into our reviews to try to make this as short as possible so it's as painless as possible. This to me felt like it was more historical, less fiction. It went into a lot of little details, and then later I learned it was based off of his life. So I say it is definitely more historical, less fiction. I don't know which parts are fictional and which parts are historical, other than the character's name and the time, certain historical factors like that. But to me, it just felt it had that historical feel, less fictional feel. Our characters, I liked them, but because there are so many in this book and they're all kind of similar, they all blended together for me. It was hard to remember who was who and which temple and which little characteristics we learned about them. We learned about each of the characters, and in the moments they were great characters. But when I look back at this book, it's hard to remember who is who. And for me, that is the definition of maybe good characters, but not great, because I can't remember which one is which. Our atmosphere and setting, I felt like it was just like the characters, a lot of the same. I wanted more of the atmosphere. We got some good setting here, but I wanted more atmosphere and I wanted more differentiation between the different places. Kinko goes to a lot of different temples on his way to this final destination. And while our characters changed there and some of the traditions changed and the scenery changed, it felt very similar to the ones previously. Our writing style, for me, like I said, this was too much historical, less fiction. It felt a little bit like a history lecture, and for me that slowed the pacing of the book down dramatically. It's definitely a slow burn. It is a slow read. If you like that stuff, highly recommend. But if you need a faster pace, then you might want to second guess reading this book. Our plot always progressed, although let it be it very slowly at times. The intrigue, for me, it was more curiosity and less actual intrigue. And in my mind, that's a distinct difference. Some people consider them one and the same. In my mind, there are big differences between them. Logic and relationships, I felt like they could have been better just because our characters blended together for me. So it's hard to distinguish their relationships when I look back. And a lot of our characters are very guarded with their personalities and their personal life. And so it was hard to see those relationships kind of develop as they did. Enjoyment, like I said, I liked it, but I didn't love it. So it kind of fell at mid rating for me. If you like books that feel more historical, less fiction, if you want to learn all about Japan in this time period of the 1740s, highly recommend this book, Song of the Samurai. It was there were some really cool moments in this book, really amazing moments that I loved, and some moments I felt like I could do without. So that's my spoiler-free review for Song of the Samurai by C.A. Parker. If you've read this book, let me know in the comments below. What did you think of it? Where did your thoughts fall? Who was your favorite character? What was your favorite temple? I think my favorite temple was the one where he goes out on the mountain in like the cave with the old crazy man. That was my most memorable moments and characters from this whole read. As always, keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back. Bye.